welcome back to the Hot Cones of Popcorn podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Bobby.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Bree.
And one of the things we like to do here on this podcast is review movies and television shows and Black culture that we should have seen by now, but we just haven't. So don't judge us. And at the end, we discuss our thoughts and feelings as Zillennials, and we rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 5 hot cones. Today, we're reviewing B.A.P.S. Written by Troy Beyer, directed by Robert Townsend. Okay, before we get into it, I just want to say I was pleasantly surprised to see Robert's name pop up. Like, we've had our time with Robert, you know? And
Robert,
we besties now. Like,
shout out to the ones who've been here since literally day one.
this is episode 2. If you see episode 2, you know what we're talking about. Okay?
You know what we're talking about. No spoilers. I'm not going to say nothing because it's your job to go listen.
Yeah. We'll have it linked.
Yes.
Somewhere in YouTube up there. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Starring, and B.A.P.S. is starring Halle Berry, Natalie Desselle, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Martin Landau, Ian Richardson, Bernie Mac, and many, many more.
Mm-hmm.
B.A.P.S. had a release date of March 28th, 1997.
I wasn't
Okay, most of us weren't. Bree, were you
I
alive?
was 3 months old.
You were very small. I was not yet here. It's rated PG-13 and has a runtime of 1 hour and 32 minutes. Quick synopsis. B.A.P.S. follows Niecy and Mickey, 2 waitresses from Atlanta who fly to Los Angeles with the hopes of Niecy becoming a video girl. But they found themselves at Mr. Blakemore's mansion, where Niecy has instead landed the role of playing the granddaughter of Lily, Mr. Blakemore's real one true love. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. What y'all think and how we feeling?
It's the way that I knew absolutely nothing about this movie, but I enjoyed every second of it. I was not bored. I think at some point I could kind of like pinpoint where the movie was gonna go, like the direction, but I was still like captivated the whole time. I thought it was great. The acting was great. The costumes were phenomenal. The hairstyling was phenomenal. Yeah, I'm gonna save my highlights though. So y'all go ahead.
Okay, Bree.
It was giving very much what is it? I mix these two up all the time. What is it with Anne Hathaway, the princess movie?
Princess Diaries.
It was very much giving 2 people in royalty that's not supposed to be there, just living their best life. Okay, enjoying the lives of luxury. The butler is like, girl,
Alfred.
get it together. He's like, what is happening? Okay, it was, what a great time. What a great time it was.
I feel like this is like the Clueless for Black girls, you know? And Ruth Carter did the costumes for this movie. And I just want to say, if Ruth is going to do one thing, she gonna eat.
She gonna
eat.
Oh my God.
Eat.
Every time. Because the highlight of this movie for me was the costumes, the makeup, and the hairstyling.
Yes.
This is the look that the girlies nowadays are trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is the look that they're trying to achieve. This is the look that this is the look that the non-Black girlies are trying to achieve.
Yes.
And they end up looking like Niecy and Mickey. Okay, they end up looking like characters. Like, they don't understand
yes.
that you can't do this. We do this. This is our life. Okay, right. This is some people's livelihood. And you think because TikTok and Twitter then told you that people look like this, that this is something to achieve to, baby. This is a movie.
And it only worked on Niecy and Mickey because that's like their entire personality. They're just extra.
Mm-hmm.
When they were on that airplane,
so much.
Trying to watch the movie and Mickey's hair.
And did you see the back of it? It said "Booyah" on the back of it.
That's the Black.
So unserious. It's just, oh my God.
It's so And then they just the whole time, like they were ride or dies. They were Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and I loved it. Like they were just the character, like the way they walked, their nails. They were just kids.
I will say though, I can't even blame them for how they acted when they saw LL Cool J in the airport. Oh. Because had I seen LL Cool J in the 90s in the airport looking like that, I would have acted the same way. I don't care. That man is fine. That man was fine and he is fine.
Baby, it don't even have to be 1997 for me to jump on Liam like she did. Okay. Have you seen the pictures of him recently?
I literally just looked them up right now.
Have you seen him recently? I was like, that's not even an overreaction. That's a proper reaction to seeing Liam.
Yeah. He's still cute.
Still fine. The men in this movie, I was like, well, okay, wait.
I was about to say, because...
Wait.
I got a point about him, so you may want to...
The famous men in this movie.
I was about to say, because one of them is not like the other.
Are we talking about Anthony Johnson?
No.
Oh, shit.
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm just talking about a particular man who might have played a particular sport and might be friends with a particular leader overseas.
Dennis Rodman.
Might. Possibly. I don't know. I was 3 months. Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't born. I wasn't born. So we don't know.
All I know is that his face was on the McDonald's cup, and when you put cold water in it, his hair changed. That's all I know about that man.
Honestly, that's pretty cool.
It was a great 90s trick.
That is peak 90s right there.
That's a 90s memory right there for you. I have that ingrained.
I must say him, the others are fine.
Who?
For the most part, yeah. If you're attracted to them now, you'd probably be attracted to them then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm only human.
That's all we can be at the end of the day, you know?
And so it is what it is.
We can't help.
No.
I must say though, when I first started watching this movie, I didn't think that I was gonna like it that much because I finished it today about 2 hours ago.
Okay.
And I see it for what it is. I should have known at the very beginning when they were at the bar and they were waiting for the men to pay their drinks and they just stood there like, oh hell no, and walked away. I lived.
The fact that they kept saying, it happened twice, right? The fact that they kept saying, man, y'all got in here for free. All you can do is pay for my drinks. I was like, this is giving unhinged, hinge app voicemail, voice app message.
Yes.
Don't match with me if you're not gonna pay for your own stuff. I was like, what is this behavior?
You can pay $16?
Honestly, I hate to take it back, but it felt like I was in Akron again. It did. And it felt like I was at a club and it was ladies' night or it was before 11 p.m. And I'm at the bar trying to get a drink and none of them want to pay for me because I got in for free. Like that was too real. It was too real. And I feel seen. Justice for the girls like us out here. That was great.
I love your truth. I do. It's such a good truth.
It is.
No shade to Akron. That's just the only place I've really been like clubbing for real. This is very chaotic.
It doesn't mean look, Ohio's in the news for some not great things right now. So just take it.
Very true.
Take it or leave it. Okay. Anyway. Yes, the men were dusty. They were dusty. I'm very surprised she ended up with him in the end. It was giving good romance. I loved it for her, hated it for me. But you know, he cut his perm off.
I was happy about that. I literally wrote down, when will we be free from these high school relationships?
I can't relate to that because, you know, I
personally, either. But Nisi, for yourself.
The way that you feel seen is the way that I feel seen for this. And you just have to make a decision in your life that you're going to stop talking to people you went to in high school. Like, you just got to make that decision for yourself. Ladies, make the decision. It's time.
Do it for you. It's time.
Yes, it's time.
Dude, this has been very chaotic. This is all over the place. Wait, should we go back to highlights, lowlights?
I think we need that structure right now.
Okay.
We need a little bit of structure in our life.
Because
this
is highlights, or should we do lowlights first? Let's do lowlights.
Okay. Well, I probably have a few lowlights, but the first one: why are you following strange white men in LA all over the place? Just hopping in cars, they promising you stuff. Like, you from low-key the hood, you don't have those type of street smarts, like, at all to pick up on anything.
Yeah.
I was gonna write, why are they so desperate? But I felt
bad. Yeah, they were dumb, but I really don't believe they were that dumb, because regardless of your intellect, I feel like any Black woman, most Black women would probably know not to just get in the car with a random white man that you just met and live in their house.
Okay. Like, I was like, is it me? Am I tripping? Just because he said, oh, he has a mansion and he'll pay you $10,000. First of all, that would be the first red flag for me. You pay me $10,000? What is the catch?
There are women that still go to Dubai.
You mean with like sugar daddies?
If you don't know what happens in Dubai.
I don't know what happens in Dubai.
It's not appropriate for this timeline, for this podcast.
Okay, let's table it and we'll be back.
The reason why I say that is because there are so many stories still in 2022 of people, women specifically, who are promised a certain amount of money to leave with a man, to go to a country, to participate in activities for a night and get paid tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
So the concept of women following men around for money and for promises and hopes. See, I told you not to look it up. I told you.
Wait a second. I'm about to look it up.
I told you not to look it up. It's not. It's giving a different movie. Okay, so it's a thing that people just do. People who are too smart, people who have degrees that still follow men to other countries in hopes and dreams of being paid a lump sum of money to do things.
That is very true. I just want better for them, and I want paperwork.
Paperwork.
If anything, give me the paperwork.
Getting it right. I've been saying this.
But I had a feeling that white man and the butler as well, for some reason, were up to no good. When we first met Alfred Mansell, Manley.
Okay.
I definitely thought that he was going to be up to no good and he was going to ruin their lives. I am pleasantly surprised to see that is not the case at all. But that white man, I knew it. I knew it.
Italian? Or
right.
The nephew. She's talking about the nephew.
Oh, the nephew. The Italian was sketchy too, because why was he staring at you from the corner?
Antonio.
Oh,
he was beautiful though.
He was beautiful.
Well, both of my lowlights have to do with both of those storylines, so I'll just read both.
Okay, great.
One was, why was the Italian guy trying to sleep with Mickey? And the reason why I wrote that is because once it was wonderfully, revealed that he was a part of this plot to make the uncle incompetent to receive his will stuff. If your whole point, if you feel that these women are stupid and all these things, are you just trying to sleep with her because she's a man? Like, I mean, because you're a man. Like, I just wasn't understanding. Multiple times when they had met, he was like all up on her, trying to kiss up on her, all these things. And I don't know if he was like trying to seduce her to make him trust her or something. It just was whatever. But that could be a reaction from my first low light, which is the storyline about the nephew, though essential, I could care less about. I know that was the plot of the movie. I know the plot of the movie was him calling them over to, take advantage of his uncle. But like anytime Niecy or Mickey were not on the screen, I did not care what was happening, unless it was the butler that was on the screen. So I understand it was an essential part of the storyline. But I just did not care whatsoever about this because it's a movie in the 90s, so you know that he's not going to get anything. You can guess the plot by the end of it. Like there was no like, ooh, I hope they don't go to jail. Like nothing's going to happen to them. They're B.A.P.S, and they still have not told us why they're B.A.P.S. So clearly they're going to end up with this man's fortune somehow. So I just really did not care, and he was annoying.
He was annoying. I was also very surprised that the plot got foiled so quickly. I really thought that like the whole thing was gonna come through. As soon as she put her fingers on that safe, I was like, oh, that's it. Niecy's gonna have to break her out of jail, and it's gonna be a whole thing. And then what's his name is gonna find out that she's not Lily's granddaughter, and it never happened. It went a completely different direction.
Yeah.
I wonder why they didn't put that at the end. Like, I wonder why they didn't have all these things come out into the end. Like, I guess they did it because they wanted to show that they were guilty still about it, but I don't know. It just there was a bit of a shortcoming when it came to the storytelling, and I'm not sure in what area it was short and who made it short, but it just wasn't great.
Yeah. I was a little confused about the whole Antonio and Isaac situation because like after Niecy beat Antonio up and then Isaac came over and he was like, oh, the girls are in on it too and blah, blah. And Manly was like, no, it wasn't them. I was like, well, after that, then they knew about Isaac. Like, I was confused because like the progression seemed to go really fast for that. Because then like afterwards he like sent the papers about his uncle being what was it? His uncle.
Oh, incompetent.
Yeah, his uncle being incompetent, and I was like, okay, so we're just moving on from that. Like, how does that connect? Like, I don't understand why you decide the day after that to do that.
That was a lot, and they introduced a new character like more than halfway through the movie, the lawyer.
Yeah.
Who was the writer of the movie? FYI.
What?
Fun fact?
Okay.
Fun fact.
A cameo because she was like a character, but I love to see it. I should have known.
I feel like, so like what you're talking about, Danielle, I feel like what they were trying to do was to show or was to say that the robbery initiated the investigation into the nephew, and then it came out that he filed the paperwork. If that makes sense. Like it was happening like very fast for no reason. But I think that was like the snowfall effect of it. Like he got caught and now he's still trying to pretend like he doesn't know anything about it. Obviously Antonio's gonna talk and the plot comes out, and now all of a sudden the lawyer is here and she's like, yeah, your nephew had this big plot of showing that you were incompetent and that you like picked up these two women and da, 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 da. It was, but like I said, it was just a storyline I didn't care about. If Niecy and Mickey weren't on screen, specifically Mickey, I did not care.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like the scene where it was like the safe, I don't think it was necessary. Like it didn't really add anything. I get he was trying to plant her fingerprints, but it's not like they used that anyway. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. I think all of this, like the questions, the plot, I feel like it all goes back to the camp nature of the movie. Like it's just so bad, it's good. You know, it doesn't make sense, but still makes sense
I
because
don't
we
think
don't
the movie
care.
was bad. I just didn't care about that plot line.
Yeah, it was kind of corny.
it was corny.
Yeah, it felt like they were trying to do like the whole stories thing. Like
Yeah.
they were trying to, I don't know. This movie was not what I expected it to be whatsoever. No. I don't know what I thought the movie was about, but never have I ever heard of a Mr. Blakemore be mentioned anytime when you hear B.A.P.S. I didn't even know they left where they are, like from Atlanta. Like I never have ever heard about the storyline of them going to LA and ended up being this mansion.
Same.
Ever.
Yeah, I went in completely blind. I've actually never heard anybody talk about this movie before for some reason. Like I've seen it myself, like pop up when it used to be on Netflix, and I saw it. I thought about watching it one day. I'm glad I didn't because now we're doing it here. But looking at the cover, like I mean the poster art, like it gives nothing about what the movie could be or anything. I didn't even read the description, but I just was not expecting this at all. For some reason, I thought they would be like, it'd be like almost like a Good Burger type of situation, you know?
Yeah, I thought they were like already rich. Like I thought that they were like maybe two girls who found out they like inherited some money and ended up like having like this luxury life that they don't know how to spend their money right, and maybe like somebody uses them. Like from what I've seen of how they look, from what we know B.A.P.S stands for, I just assume that, you know, they inherited something, they're considered princesses somewhere, or maybe they're like princesses from Africa and don't know it, and they have like, you know, it just wasn't.
That sounds pretty fun.
Seen.
It's like I went into this.
Give her money.
Put me in a writer's room.
Honestly, what you just described, if they did this as a sequel or a prequel or something, I would watch that. I would watch it.
The evidence.
Not you looking at the camera.
She said
to Zoom.
Remember you heard the storyline before? Me.
Take butter free.
It was me.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about this movie. To be completely honest, didn't even know that white people were in the movie. I didn't know.
Fool me.
I thought this was going to be another blackity black movie, and it wasn't. Like in certain aspects, it was, but like it wasn't. And I also didn't really like how, you know how like they had the long nails and the big hair and all this stuff when they first came, and then throughout the movie you just see it like dwindle down. I did not like that.
I did notice that.
And she had a bob. I was like,
yeah, the bob was cute. Honestly,
Bob was killing it.
It wasn't from the beginning.
But I thought it was interesting because like maybe this is just me paying too much like detail, but like in the movie when she has like the really big spectacular hairstyles in the beginning, you can see it's a wig, right? You can see it's a wig. You can see her kitchen and it's black like mine. So the fact that now all of a sudden she has like platinum blonde hair and all this, I was like, are they trying to sell that this was her hair this whole time? Because like you said, like, I mean, such a complicated.
I don't know if they were trying to sell it, but also we just knew from the beginning, probably because like we're black, one, we knew, but also like even if they started it with that blonde bob at the beginning, I still would have known that it's a wig because you just kind of know, you know, it looks good,
but you know,
yeah,
but you know, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like it's really like it's a complex situation, like what you're talking about, Danielle, because it's like take away the fact that the movie was hilarious. They are playing caricatures of ghetto Black women. And so, yeah, I can definitely see why, like, it was maybe like unsettling to see them slowly become not that physically. And I don't necessarily know if that's not true to real life, because, you know, everyone says you're not ugly, you just broke. So
hey,
money changes people's style. They went on a whole shopping spree and they get to live large and luxurious. But I mean, they were at the end of the day playing like caricatures of what's considered those ghetto Black girls with long fingernails and gold teeth, and you know, it was very much that. I'm surprised they even had to go till the end, to be completely honest. Like, that was really what's left of them.
Yeah, I did also notice that. But another thing that I was kind of nervous about in the beginning, I thought that like this was gonna go down the route where it's like they have the light-skinned main character, and then they just have like the dark-skinned best friend who's over-sexualized and completely is just only there for comedic relief. And I thought that that's how it was gonna be like the entire time. But I'm glad to me it seemed like they kind of evened out like throughout the movie. It seemed like they both had a similar amount of screen time. They were always together. They had a very similar amount of screen time, and the way that they acted, both of them were very similar in that sense. However, Niecy still was like more of a main character, I guess, because she was the granddaughter. But I don't know. I wrote that down. I'm still kind of cooking on it. I feel like if I watched it a second time, I may think about it differently. But from an initial thought, as of right now, feeling generally okay about possible colorism.
I think for the most part, yes. The only thing that I guess I would notice is that they only saw Niecy as a star. They didn't really see Mickey at all. But like, I mean, even when they got to what's his name, Isaac's house, then they were talking about the acting or whatever. Like, he didn't really even address Mickey. Like, she was just there, and he was talking to Niecy like, "You're gonna be the granddaughter, this, that, blah, blah, blah." When they were both like, yeah, Niecy was dancing whatever to the crowd, but Mickey was there and she was acting a fool too. So like, it goes hand in hand. But I think, like you were saying, in general, it was like pretty even playing ground.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is like one of those things where, like we talked about before, it's just something we have to accept that we see is the colorism, because they still were that like light skinned, skinny Black girl and dark skinned, bigger Black girl. And the bigger Black girl knows how to cook soul food, and the light skinned one don't. And the light skinned one's always telling the darker skinned one to act right when they're playing hard. I mean, I will say they both equally had the same amount of screen time. And I do really enjoy both of their performances. I still would argue that Mickey's character was there for comedic relief. Honestly, her character didn't have to be there.
That is very true.
Oh,
that is very true.
And I don't want her to not be there. I thought she was great. I loved her character. She was actually my favorite out of the two. But she was definitely Niecy's sidekick, because the fact of the matter is she wasn't even going to LA to audition. It was just Niecy, and she was just going as like a ride or die good friend. So really, like, it could have just been Bat with no S, but I'm glad that it wasn't. I'm glad that Mickey was in it, because she was so fucking funny. Like, she was so funny. But like I said, that I feel like it's not something that like necessarily like we brush off, but it's the same note that we're probably going to find ourselves giving movies about the colorism of the best friend or the two women pair. You know, I feel like the world is just now not making that a thing, you know?
Yeah, that is a very good point. And I did think at some point, well, they could have given Mickey something to do, you know? But at a certain point, I was thinking, like, why did he invite both of them to the house and only Niecy is the one that's being the granddaughter? Like, what exactly is the story here? Like, why would Niecy feel the need to bring her friend? Like, why is her friend just like there? You know what I mean? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, sometimes you just bring your friends places and it's fine. But I do wish that they would have given her more of a backstory besides being a really great chef, which I will say that scene where she went in the back and basically like taught everybody how to cook. She ate, I fear, but it was kind of on brand for a stereotype.
It was giving how do I say this? It was giving a certain Black woman character.
No,
Mhm.
don't say
It was. I'm not, because I'm gonna say it wrong. A and B. I just don't want to say it.
You're talking
But
about a type of character, right?
huh?
You're talking about a type of character, right?
Yeah.
like a mammy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of. It was kind of giving that, and then like I get it because it's like white people and they don't use seasonings and
Yes.
but they were just so in awe of her cooking. And it's like, you are rich. I know you've seen a lot of things. You can't be that in awe over this. And it's just like, yeah.
They do feel a little cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say equally, I felt that this was like a cartoon. I kind of felt like the way that they were so like done up in the beginning and dressed up, I feel like it started very cartoonish and then it like settled into real life by the time you got to the end, you know, like, so I will say that they both kind of were giving cartoon vibes, the way they walk, talk, like it was all over the top all the time. Like even if you know someone who acts like them, they don't act like that all the time, you know? Yeah. So I could get with the fact that that was their character. It's just, you know, the beast of filmmaking in 1990s is that comparison.
Yeah. I will say that like the overall look of the movie was it gave me we're in the 90s. Like the aesthetic was there. The coloring of the movie was giving me 90s, which I did appreciate. But I don't know. I think also with the setting that they were in, moving from where were they at? Atlanta, where it's like
Decatur, Georgia.
Decatur. They were like full of Black people, and then they moved to somewhere in LA.
Beverly Hills.
You didn't see a single Black person in any of the other scenes. And so I think they were like, all right, let's adapt their look to where they're at. Which, like, again, I get it. We're looking like the white people in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense though, because like throughout the movie, like Niecy kept telling her, like, we have to fit in, like we can't be acting all crazy like that,
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess that doesn't also make sense, like not only for the environment but for their character arc and whatnot, that eventually they assimilated and left their Decatur life in the past, which is unfortunate. But for some reason, were they done up at their grand reveal at the very end? I can't remember.
Yeah, not how they were in the beginning though.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they were.
Right. It would be cute.
Full circle.
I also find it. I think we talked about like very briefly, but like how their boyfriends also like changed how they were looking once they got to LA. Like when he said he cut off his perm or whatever. Also, they were just like James and Mickey were the most unserious thing I have ever seen. They were just like a mess.
You know what it was giving?
Yeah, like
it
that.
Was Dejanay and Dude.
Dejanay and Sticky.
It was giving Dejanay and Sticky. Like,
oh my gosh.
Dead ass. It was giving.
Whoa.
It was giving like
wow.
Hood
That's
love.
true.
This really is like the Proud Family, low key.
Yeah.
Niecy's Penny, Mickey is Dejanay. Except the hair is switched.
Yeah, except for the hair. But like this man is sobbing on the side of a like waterfall. And I'm like, sir.
His cry was so funny. He was like it was so unserious.
Like, I love you.
The ugliest cry in the world. He was just, I love you.
Okay, sir, come on now. And then he just on to the thing. I was like, did she push him or did he just fall?
She like I did that and she pushed him in by accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about the highlights. What did we like?
I wrote the bidet scene.
Same.
That was good.
The bidet scene paired with the physical comedy in this movie. This movie had a lot of physical comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss. Because I know she was wearing like pleather spandex and like I know she was slipping for real. Like the fact that she sat on the bidet, I was like, girl, you can't sit on it. That's not what you not with that water coming out like that, girl. You can't do that. That is inappropriate. You cannot sit on the bidet like
that's
that.
high pressure, but I feel like that would have low-key hurt too.
Right.
But, I mean, look, I'm just not even gonna say my statement about the bidet. But like I was like, girl, you finna start something else. Sit on that bidet like that. Please. Please. And then she said, Mickey, get on the bidet. And I was like, oh my God.
She said, sit on it. I was like, girl, he's so happy with you.
What are you? This is, please. And then she got on her back. She was like, this is my back. She was like, that's my back.
That was so
honestly, it was giving me and Danielle were drunk. Like, it was really giving, like, no one is in control of anything. No one's watching us. Once someone's on the floor, someone's somewhere they're not supposed to be. Like,
just stay there.
It was literally giving like, please call our parents. Like someone.
I'm sorry.
Someone call our parents. We need help.
We need help all the time.
All the time. It was hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yes, that was probably the best scene.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that and the whole restaurant scene was hilarious.
Yeah.
No, because that would have been me. I'm telling you, like, if I see Diggy Simmons, if you can hear me, okay. I'm not even gonna finish my sentence.
Live your truth.
Say it. Say his
name.
You already started.
In a place. It's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
Oh, jeez. This is a family show.
Anyways, if Diggy Simmons was in that restaurant, I would have acted the same way. I don't care.
She jumped up on that man and hugged him with both arms and both legs.
Well, it was Leon. So
it was Leon.
He's fine.
And I would have done the same thing.
Oh God. Wow.
I get it.
Fine.
I do.
This is a chaotic episode.
Yeah.
It is. I really not much I think about this, but
I think this is our 10th episode.
Is it? 10? Wait.
9.
9.
10. It is 10. It will be 10. It will be 10. It's 10.
Okay.
So it's only right for it to be this chaotic. Happy anniversary, guys.
Happy.
We gotta schedule this chaos a little bit better.
Yes.
This is.
We're all sober. This just. It is what it is. It's Saturday night and I'm tired.
Yes. I thought that I had one highlight, and I guess I do. I realized I wrote down about their looks, the fashion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, thinking that I didn't already have it written down.
Because you were high.
Yes.
Because that's what happens.
Fashion, yes. Hair, yes. These looks, iconic. A serve. Like, it never ended.
Wait, a serve?
I just put a serve.
Oh, a serve. I thought you were saying absurd and you spelled it wrong. I was like,
oh no.
I was like, oh my goodness.
No.
Give me some of that.
Yeah. I think that, yeah, hair, fashion, nails, all of it, that must be my highlight. I mean, what can I say? It just works so well, especially for the looks, the characters, the time. And I didn't like the fact that they did end up like assimilating towards the end, because I really love the fact that they started like being 100% true to themselves. And if anyone got shit to say, then they could just keep it pushing, you know? So I really appreciate that about them. Also, the bidet scene, yes, was my highlight. I also said I do love to see Black women win. You know, they got $100 million, I think that's what was mouthed on the screen. I didn't see what the butler got exactly, maybe the house. And I didn't.
He got something.
He got some. I think the nephew got nothing or something like that. So I love to see a winner. And the fact that they were like, the only place you can get wings and weaves. I was like, nice.
Egg extensions. I was like,
it just.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Can I just say?
Uh-huh.
I really hate the concept of a restaurant and a hair salon together.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, that's really.
I hate that so much.
Sounds unsanitary.
Oh my God, I hate that so much. I love it for them. I love that they funded their dream. That sounds disgusting.
But in reality, it's
okay.
Like,
the lady that I used to go to get my hair braided, she had a wing spot literally right next door. No, it wasn't her wing spot, but it just happened to be there literally right next door. And I must say, they got all the business, because we're sitting there for like 12 hours. Mm-hmm. Got to order some food. Of course, it's going to come from next door. So I feel like this could work if they had just like a wall dividing.
Yeah, it can't be the same
door to go through. But it's in the back.
It's just, that is like the most disgusting. I would walk out. I would walk out.
Like you have the blow dryers on in the hair salon. That hair on the floor is moving. It's gonna move to the rest.
There's so many chemicals in the air in the hair salon. Like, I'm not trying to smell no fucking perm when I'm eating chicken wings. Like, what type of shit is that? Like, I love it for them. But for me, I'm sending the health inspector from SpongeBob to you, because close this shit down.
Not you snitching.
And that's why he ended up dead.
Yes. The hair salon restaurant killed him, because he, you know, it was some hairspray on that burger bun, you know, and there's a lot. You can't have lies. Lie's a bad thing.
Lie is bad.
It's not a good time. Yeah, it's gross. It was so gross. It was just so, and then like to think that they wanted to turn the one that they had, that they were working at, and then like add a hair salon aspect to it in the back. Like, what is, I can say this because I'm Black. What in the ghetto? Like, what? Somebody come get them. Somebody come get their wish and a dream. Her boyfriend's cab service made way, but that's Uber.
Bro.
That's Uber.
I had a problem with that because I'm like, first of all, your boyfriend who you have problems with beforehand comes to where you at, and he said, I got my driver's license. I can do it now, right? You've been driving for 3 days. All right. Now you're gonna open a cab business. And then you didn't open it by yourself. Clearly, she gave you the money to do it. He hasn't married you. Why are you giving him money from your 100 mil, whatever you got, to fund his? I'm sorry.
That made me sick.
It did make me sick. But then I was like, oh, this movie is not logical.
Very true. But
it was a very like, it hurt me in my soul that she ended up with him. It did. Right? It hurt me in my soul that they both ended up with the men that they were with.
Yeah, that's just not right. They deserve better. Mm-hmm. They deserve to end up together. How about that?
But that's what happens in the 90s. Women fund their men's dream projects, and
the character development is minimal.
Yeah, there was no character development in the men whatsoever. It was,
a driver's license. I need to see more than that. I need to see your LLC filing. Okay, I'm gonna need to see that bank account, figuratively, or if you actually want to show it to me, that's fine. But I'm gonna need like concrete evidence that you got it.
I'm gonna need to see how you drive. I'm not gonna mention the state, but there's a certain state of people that can't drive, and I'm gonna need to see how you drive. Okay, because
I think I know the state you're talking about. I wanna know what you're talking about.
Say it out loud.
Say it out loud. Does it start with the O? And does it end with the O? Is it Ohio?
There are people that can't drive in this world.
Oh,
and they drive very scared. And they drive very scared. And I'm just saying, if you're gonna drive, now luckily they are from Decatur, Georgia, so there's probably some street traffic, but sometimes when people live in places where street traffic isn't a thing, they are scared when they get on a Dan Ryan.
Very true.
And that's not my fault.
And now I gotta swerve around them.
And now you gotta go around them because they don't know how to get over in the other lane because people won't let them in and they don't understand how America works and you don't get anything for free. And then they hit their brakes on ice heels. I'm done. I
like to point out that I am from Ohio. Kind of. But I'm from Ohio. I have a driver's license from Ohio. Okay. Not all of us are scared drivers, but not finna do. What I'm not finna do.
You don't want to have this conversation.
I do. I do.
Have this conversation on camera. You don't want to have this conversation.
It really is Ohio against the world.
Then you don't want to have this conversation on camera.
I feel like I'm being attacked. My driver's license.
I was not attacking you, but you're gonna make yourself get attacked.
Man,
you take this conversation. You don't want to have this conversation. I love you though. Miss you.
I miss you too.
You just don't want to have this conversation right now.
Well, on that note,
anyway.
Wait, I have one more highlight. Highlight.
Okay.
Last one. It's short, it's sweet. The music was great. Stanley Clarke did his thing. They mixed a lot of hip hop infused classical music in the soundtrack. You could hear it. It was a great time. I love that was like a motif throughout the whole movie. And it kind of went from like hip hop to like classical hip hop to then more of like classical. And then it kind of went back. And then it was like very 80s, like rave, 90s, like Studio 54 type of music. It was, they were like, he said, oh, I'm killing it. It was in the club. It was in the club killing it. So it was cute. That was all I want to say. Music was great.
Yes. Also, I did actually have one last thing to say before I wrap. When Mr.
Manly.
Mr. B, Blakemore.
Blakemore, yeah.
When he was talking about Lily and when Niecy was telling him about how ain't shit, what's her man's name again? Okay, anyway,
That's how irrelevant.
he was so irrelevant. When she was talking about how ain't shit that man is, and she was like, well, he has no drive, no ambition. And Mr. Blakemore was like, you know what? Lily had, he said, I had no ambition, but Lily had enough for the both of us. Lily was better than me. Better than me. Because the way I would have left that man so fast. Okay, if you're gonna be with me, I'm gonna need you to have drive and ambition. Okay, you're not gonna be sitting around waiting for me to do all the work. Fuck that. Yeah, that's something that really grinded my gears. That was on my list, so I'm glad I said that. Yeah, but ladies, let's get to the final rankings.
Cool. How are you feeling? All right, well, simply put, I give B.A.P.S a 4 out of 5.
Nice.
It was a cute little movie. Does it have rewatchability? If it's like on BET or VH1, you know, might watch it. I don't think I'll go out my way again to watch it. It was really cool. It was cool seeing Halle Berry in that role, because you always either see her as like a sexy woman or a mom looking for her son. So I really love that she had that opportunity. I remember, I believe, watching Spike Lee's masterclass, and they were talking about how they were like not sure about Halle Berry back in the day because she was like so cute and sweet, and they didn't know if she could play like a, I believe, excuse my language, she played a crackhead in one of his movies, and they weren't sure if she could do it because she's so prim and proper. So I definitely saw that training or whatever she did for that other movie. I definitely saw it in this. Like, she was able to be a different person than her usual person. But yeah, it was fine. It was a cute movie. 4 out of 5. That's all I gotta say.
I'm also giving it 4 out of 5. I think it has rewatchability. I don't think that's a word, but I will say it. I would watch it again. I don't think I would have like as good as a time rewatching it, but like, it's not, I don't think it's a bad movie. I thought certain parts didn't need to be there, but overall, the costumes were great. The hair was great. The nails were great. The acting was pretty great. Yeah, there was just like minor things that I feel like could have been either changed or taken out. But other than that, like, that's pretty good.
Nice. So when I originally rated this on my Letterboxd account, I gave it a 2.5. But I have thus seen the light. I will be giving it a 4 out of 5 hot combs, confidently, because I liked this movie a lot. It's the girls, you know. I just love to see it. The performances were great. Oh, the directing was really good. Shout out to you, Robert. And they just really got to shine, and I would watch it again. I would show it to children, my children that I don't have. No one get any ideas, okay? Please, Jesus.
You didn't put it in the atmosphere now, so now you.
No. Oh,
it's not.
I'm knocking out everything I got because absolutely.
I ain't got no wood. Oh wait, hold on.
I'll do extra knocks for y'all too, because no.
That's why I'm not saying it.
I'm I'm not putting that out there.
I don't have time to look for no wood.
I work.
My mouth closed.
I don't need to have none right now.
That's scary. But yeah, I would watch it again, and I would recommend it as well, because this was funny and they deserve their flowers. Also, like I said in the beginning, y'all don't talk about this movie enough for me as far as like iconic 90s movies, because this one could definitely be up there with Legally Blonde. It could be up there with Clueless. Okay. And it's not, and it's y'all's fault.
Okay. Can we specify who y'all is? Because I don't think it's Black people.
Because I was going to say, the audience that
the white society. White people, y'all got another thing coming, because you're going to stop doing this. Well, I would love to see it, because the way that this movie is undervalued, like when I was looking at it on Letterboxd, there's only like 394 reviews out of everybody. No, hold on. One moment. Okay, it has an average score of 3.0 and 394 reviews. And you want to know how many reviews Clueless has? 38,000. 38,000. And that just makes me really mad. It makes me really mad. This movie should definitely be talked about more. And it's not.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
I don't feel confident that the non-Black people of the world are going to boost a movie where they're not the main lead of it.
Very true.
But I would love to sign the petition on your campaign. I would love to back you up.
Thank you
for the support.
Thank you, because, and even, hold on, let me not get started, because we were wrapping up, but like this could be said for a lot of movies. You know, we reviewed New Jack City. New Jack City should be up there as well with all the other gangster movies. I mean, The Godfather came out in the 70s. Goodfellas, it could be up there with Goodfellas. It could be up there with all of them, you know? And so let me not continue. But yeah, 4 out of 5.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's true.
And with that being said, thanks everybody for coming back to another episode of Hot Combs and Popcorn. Again, I've been Bobby.
Danielle. I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, this is the most chaotic episode.
It's very chaotic, yes.
I'm Brianna. That's who I am.
And if you haven't already done so, please follow and subscribe to us on both YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Throw us a like, share this episode, leave in the comments below. Have you seen this movie? Did you watch it when it first came out? What are your thoughts? And let us know what movie or television show you'd like to see us review. And as you know, those streetlights are about to come on, so we got to go, and we'll see you next time. Same time, same place. Bye.